we're sitting here. Apparently we just went live.
Yeah.
JT's in the middle of the sentence. G.
Yeah.
Rising just decides to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What the fuck kind of producing is that, G. Rising?
Hey, rookie. I'm a rookie.
Producer's on the spectrum. He's like, it's time, and we got to go. I don't care.
You got to pay attention. You got to watch. The clock's up there in the corner, but you got to pay attention there, Holden. Quit looking at your dog. Let's go.
I did pay attention. I'm listening to JT give you a rundown on pitchers in the middle of it. You go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Hey, good morning. What's up? Hopefully everybody's having a good day. We got dingers down there. I like it. Is that a softball shirt?
Of course it's not a softball shirt. What's wrong with you? It's a baseball shirt. Roto-wear, baseball, dingers, home runs. That's what we're probably going to see a little bit less of today. That's a little preview of where I think this slate is going to go. So there you go.
Okay. I was just doing the show with the Bets guys, JJ and Joey Work. Joey Work's brother is now playing in a wooden bat league with Todd Frazier. So Todd Frazier just got the U.S. into the Olympic team. Now he's playing wood bat leagues with pitchers that max out at about 85. So
he's got to get ready. Get ready.
How did you end up here, AP? It's a wonderful surprise. I like it. What's going on? How did you end up on this show?
Yeah, I mean, G. Rising, I asked him if I could be on, and he said he wasn't sure and that we should probably vote on it. And, we voted. He voted, and I got enough votes. Now I'm on. And I've done the show with
where'd you go, pal?
Forever.
What were you doing? You scratching something?
He's on the island. What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Your picture went away. I was like, what is he doing?
I had to do that for you. As many times as we've been on with Uncle T and Rubio and them youngsters, when they all wanted to come on, we as elder states, we had to vote on that stuff. So I was just keeping pure to the theme, but AP, then I remember he's the boss, so we got to let him on. So
yeah, but Rubio Dimes really doesn't matter. AP is like one of the founders. So
that's correct. But still, we got to stick to our guidelines. We can't show favoritism. But, after thinking about it for a minute, we decided, I figured it was probably best for the three of us that you let AP on. But, I was a little disappointed last time. He told me he was going to drink Modelo's with me. He was supposed to be on, and he didn't have any Modelo's. So
I was too hungover, G. Rising. I couldn't do it.
He says I'm hungover.
All right, so let's plug the site for a second, and then we'll get into this. Last night, we all won a ton of money. It was awesome. Big T's showdown lineup. Of course, no coincidence that JSU was at a bachelor party. Actually, JSU, through his court, wasn't too bad either. He shipped, but we all had a great night. And so this is 12 straight showdown slates where I've cashed, which is had a profit, I should say. Big T is at least on a heater in showdowns. AP, since you should know the code to get in. Is it still RPS Heater 25? What do you got this week?
Yeah, I mean, RPS Heater 25. I think we got Euros 25. RPS Heater 25. We shouldn't change that. We should do nothing to that. This heater's been phenomenal that Big T's on.
All right, so 25% off your first payment. Check it out. Even just a month, 25% off your first payment. RPS Heater 25. It's not just for the baseball stuff. I'm telling you, the showdown has been extraordinarily profitable. I know G. Rising wants to know about the weather. I want to know about Detroit. He's up in Detroit. Looks like it's going to be messy up there again. Winds are blowing in about 15 miles an hour. We got crosswinds in Toronto today in the 20-mile-an-hour range, 15 to 20 miles an hour, blowing straight out with 90-degree weather in Boston. That's kind of nice. Anything else? I think the Dodgers tonight, but that doesn't matter for this slate. So what's going on in Detroit today? Did you get any flooding?
Man, we had a shitload of rain the other night. I actually paid attention to the weatherman for a change and drained my pool about 4 or 5 inches. Thankfully, I did, because if I wouldn't have, I literally was like a half inch from the top of my pool of the water draining over. So we got a lot of rain. But yesterday they were calling for a bunch of rain. It was overcast all day, but we really didn't get anything. Today they're calling for a slight chance of rain around 1 o'clock, but then the percentages seem to go down a little bit. And I'm about maybe 15 minutes down the freeway from Comerica. So I think they get it in. It is really windy here, so I mean, all the trees are bending, but yeah, that wins some serious business today.
All right, let's talk about a former Tiger, Max Scherzer. We'll start with the pitching up top. I know you're a FanDuel guy. I'm going to give DraftKings pricing. Cole's at 11-1, Scherzer at 10-7, Wheeler at 10-3, the three big studs. You know, Garrett Cole's DFS numbers, you know, in real life, he's only given up a couple runs a game, but the K rate is way down going at Boston today. Scherzer, stud, great spot for him. Wheeler taking on the Mets, nice spot for him too. G. Risen, if you're paying up a pitcher today, do you get both these guys? Do you get one of these guys? What's the plan of attack paying up for one of the three big studs?
Well, finally, for a change, FanDuel priced some of the, the Blue Jays up a little bit where you're going to have to make a decision if, you know, how you want to build your team today. But, I mean, for me, it's for Max 100% if I'm paying up for a pitcher. I'm not a fan of Cole at the moment. I just I mean, I think the sticky stuff is definitely in Cole's head. He seems to be pretty vocal about it. Max was over 100 pitches his last start, so I'm not worried about his durability at this point. And, you know, all these guys got a pretty high K rate. But for me, if I was to rank them, I'd have to say Max 1, Wheeler 2, Cole 3. Yeah, I think Max, I'm going to generally play 5 teams. I'm probably going to have Max on probably either 2 or 3.
JT, your take on the top tier?
Yeah, I think the question you ask yourself today is, would I have paid 11-1 for Garrett Cole when he was with the Pirates? And the answer is absolutely not. Rafael Devers may be my favorite third baseman on the slate. I think there's a couple of lefties here who offer some decent leverage. Max is clearly going to be much higher owned than Cole. I'm showing Cole and Wheeler around 20%. I don't have a ton of interest in Wheeler. Maybe I should have more. It's just the Mets lineup is terrible, but they don't strike out as much as I'd like them to. And Wheeler, this team has been pesky to Wheeler the last couple of times he's faced them this year. They've actually been 2 of his worst starts on the year. So 10-3, I think we can certainly look elsewhere. I think this all right-handed Miami lineup, Max Scherzer should have a pretty easy time with it. And honestly, I think for me, it might be pretty easy. I think you just plug in the pitchers in the Miami game and move on. Now, I do think there's a spot or 2 lower that you might be able to go. I actually think pitching is pretty deep in terms of real-life talent and how I expect these games to go. It's not as deep in terms of DFS. But I think a couple of guys that I don't mind. One is, surprising for me to say, and it's going to probably hurt AP's feelings, but the way this Kansas City team has been playing, I don't mind Jordan Lyles at 5'9" if you're playing more than one lineup. It's tough. It's tough, but they're in that big park. Texas has actually been hitting the ball pretty well. So I think he's got a shot to go 5 innings, 4 Ks, maybe give up a run and get a win. And that might be enough for your starting pitcher 2 today. And then one other place that a guy that's projecting well that I probably won't play, but I have to say this just because of the price, is J Happ at 5'5". I think this Cleveland team is probably going to put up some runs, but they've always been a little bit less offensively talented against left-handed pitching. It's probably a spot I won't go, but I do think at the top end, I think there's some pitchers that are wildly overpriced, beginning with Garrett Cole, and I think Wheeler is a bit overpriced as well.
John, I was looking at Lyles too. It's like maybe on DK you can play him, but you can't.
Not on FanDuel. No, absolutely not on FanDuel. But
yeah,
I play DraftKings, and I think if you're looking for a more expensive stack, I mean, even the Brewers are priced up today. The Brewers have maybe the best matchup in terms of who they're facing on the mound in that Colorado bullpen. So if you wanted to go off the board a little and skip the Jays and lock in the Brewers, you're going to have to find some savings somewhere, right? You can find it in some of these lower price outfielders. I think we talked about, or I saw where Baddoo is leading off at 2.9. You've got that Pittsburgh outfield that I don't mind today. Brian Reynolds is 3.3 if you wanted to get up to Alcantara. But if you need to go down a pitcher, it's going to be a risk. There are no there's no easy lock today in the 6 and 7K range.
All right, what do we got here, AP? Top 3. You play both sites, don't you? FanDuel, DraftKings,
mainly DraftKings.
Me too.
Yeah,
So G Risen's our FanDuel guy, but So what do you think of Lyles? And would you go top shelf pitchers today and kind of have to fade some bats? Because as the weather has gotten warmer, no surprise, it's almost like we're going back to last year where we're starting to see more runs being scored. Take on the top 3, run a couple of other pitchers out there. Who's your whole pool?
Yeah, I agree with our guys, JTAs and G Rise, and I think you guys broke it down really well. I mean, when you look at Garrett Cole, like if you look at his season numbers relative to his numbers over his last 30 days, I mean, he has the most substantial change. A drastic decrease in his K rate, an increase in his xFIP that's pretty substantial. So I think he's a pretty easy fade today. I faded him the last time he was on the slate, and I think Max Scherzer is the play if you want to spend up. And I think JTA said it right. There's a good amount of skill in the pitching position on this slate, but as far as DFS goes, it's a little bit trickier. I think we could see a lot of different things happen, and that's why I think we got to get the bats right on this slate. I think if we get whatever stacking spot we want right, the one-offs that we want, I think that's going to be the key to this slate. And I think that pitching, you just don't want to kill yourself, basically.
So Max and who else is in the pool?
Yeah, I mean, so okay, Stripling's a guy that wasn't mentioned. I think he's going to be fairly popular. I mean, his numbers, especially over the last 30 days, look fine. And then let me pull it up. Wheeler was a guy I looked at, but I agree with I mean, the Mets haven't looked good at all, but at the same time, they can throw out a lineup that just will kind of give Wheeler some fits with all the lefties that they have. So that's my only concern there. I agree with just playing. You can play both pitchers down in Miami. Big ballpark there. I don't mind that route at all either. Now, I got one take that's way out there that, the guy's already making fun of me for, and I get it. It's fine. But Jorge Lopez, the Baltimore pitcher, I've stacked against this guy a few times this season, and it has not gone well for me at all. A deeper dive into his numbers, they actually look decent. And now I don't know if you need to go here. I'm definitely fading the Blue Jays on the slate. I'm not stacking against Lopez today. I've done it one too many times. I'm just telling you, it's not been good for me personally. And the case I have for playing a guy like Lopez is just this bullpen is, on their last life, basically. They've just been stretched extremely thin. So if a guy like Lopez can limit damage early on, maybe they try to push him as long as they can. It's a very risky play, deep field, large field tournament play where you're just trying to do something crazy. Most likely won't be like in my main team at all.
JT, rest of the pool, and then I want you to talk about FanDuel, G-Rise, and rest of the player pool here. Pitcher pool, JT.
Yeah, I mean, I think the rest of the pitch pool is a little bit it's too expensive. Like, I'm not paying 9.5 or 9.3 for Marcus Stroman. I don't care who he's pitching. He could be pitching against the Japanese Little League team, and it's just not going to happen, right? I mean, he's not going to pay that off. One thing I'll say about Stripling, Ryu was popular yesterday. Ryu just saw the Orioles last week. He's rolling along, second, third at bat. All of a sudden, they start to hit him because they've seen him now 5-6 times in a week. That's my concern with Stripling. I mean, what we were talking about before the producer just, boom, popped us into reality mode here was –
what a jerk.
Was it a good idea of, look, the Jays are going to be popular. They probably should be popular, but Xing off a team that scored, 30 runs in the past 3 games, is it scary? Not really at their prices, because they need to score 12 again to get you there. And I think the case can be made. I agree that Jorge Lopez can probably limit them a bit. I'm not sure and it's great leverage. Great leverage if you're playing a bunch of teams to throw Jorge Lopez in there. Maybe he gets you to 20, 22 DraftKings points, and now you're way ahead of the field, especially everybody that played the Blue Jays. Well, I don't even know where our chat is, but in the Discord chat, someone said, oh, God, not Hap. I mean, J Hap is 5'5", and in 2 starts this year against Cleveland, he scored 18 and 20 DraftKings points. So if you told me right now that, hey, J Hap is going to get 17 today against Cleveland, I'd simply just plug him in with Scherzer, and I would be done and move on to my offenses. So the rest of the pitcher pool, I'm not interested in Singer. I'm not interested in Chichi Gonzalez. I'm not paying 8-1 for Eric Lauer. I'm not interested in the pitchers in the St. Louis game. I'm not interested in whatever's going on with that White Sox Seattle game. It's going to be 7 innings. It's showing up on the DraftKings slate, making it a 12-game slate. I'm just going to forget about that game. I'm not going to play Schoolball. I'm probably not going to play Odorizzi against the Tigers. And I'm not going to play Henches against the Twins. So for me, it's pretty simple. I'm boiling it down to, like I said, it's going to be Scherzer, Alcantara, and then maybe I'll look down a little bit lower and consider a guy like Lyles. That's pretty much my pool. I think if you want to get totally crazy and really take a risk, you can play Eduardo Rodriguez against the Yankees. The Yankees are a team that people want to be good, in particular against left-handed pitching, and they absolutely just are not right now. So is today going to be the day? I don't know. In that Cincinnati game, I kind of like the Reds a little bit against this rookie that pitched very well against the Mets last time out. I was thinking about Tyler Mahle, but 10K it seems to me that's a little bit too high, even against the Braves team that lineup is just dreadful. You got a bunch of guys who were out of the game who are now, Abraham Almonte is hitting 5th. He should do well, but at 10K, I think he's like Luis Castillo was yesterday, just a little bit overpriced for this slate.
G-Rise and FanDuel, let's do strategy too, because if you're paying up for Max Scherzer, how's that going to affect your bats? Who are some of the other pitchers in your pool if you want to get some bats in there?
Yeah, if you lock in Max, it's going to be really, really tough to get in, some of these bats. I think AP was right when he said we got to get the bats right today. There's just been so many runs being scored in the slate. And not particularly just runs. There's been a lot of home runs. So, if a team puts up 8 runs and they single a team to death, that doesn't generally kill you, if you're not on that team. But on FanDuel, though, it is a little bit different. JT mentioned Tyler Mahle. He's only 8,800 on FanDuel. So that is not a bad play at all. I think that's totally a different, their pricing is totally different on the 2 sites. I don't mind him at all if you want to pay down. I'm not a fan of Odorizzi at all either. You know what? On FanDuel, I don't think the guy's gone past 5 innings in like 2 years or something like that. So to get a quality start on FanDuel out of him is virtually not happening. So I do like Stripling a little bit. Baltimore, they just been struggling. Stripling's pitch count's been pretty high. He's been over 90 pitches the last few starts. And he's faced some really tough teams. If you look at his game log, he's been Astros, Red Sox, Yankees, and he made it through that. So I do not fear Baltimore at all. So I don't mind him. And another guy nobody's mentioned yet is Sandoval. I don't mind Sandoval either against Tampa. They do strike out quite a bit against lefties. I don't mind that. They got like a 27% K rate against lefties. So, he's only 7,800 on FanDuel. I don't mind that if you're MMEing, if you want to, go down a little bit. But there's just so many blow up spots, I think, for pitching today that I do believe I may play more under Max today where I don't think I'm going to be able to get a team I really like with bats for Max. So I think I'm going to end up with the Striplings, the Tyler Mahles, guys like that. I think might end up being a couple of the other guys that I end up using.
If Mahle was 88 on DraftKings, I'd lock him in. I will say that. So that is a good price there. On DK, just because we didn't mention Yarbrough or Sandoval, they're both like 9.2 and 9.3, which it's just not happening on DK for me.
I don't know if Big T is watching or not, but there's the spin rate thing is really starting to go. And guys in that list that are going today, Garrett Cole, spin rate down massively, all of his pitches, especially his changeup. Yu Darvish, huge hit to his spin rate, still successful. And then Tyler Mahle's another guy. His fastball spin rate's way down. The velo in correlation with that? Are we worried about that yet? I mean, if guys are pitching well, JT Hayes, are we worried about that?
Yeah, I think it is a worry. And the challenge here is some guys have been okay. And a guy in particular that I was worried about, a guy that I've been saying that I thought his career was over for a while, who's pitched well, not just well, who's actually pitched better since this happened, is Charlie Morton. Now, one start against the Mets, and the Mets were rolling out an absolutely dreadful lineup. You mentioned Yu Darvish absolutely destroyed the Dodgers his last start, which was the first start after this stuff went into effect. And it seems to me it may be the guys with a better psychological makeup here that can figure this out and get through it. Garrett Cole has sounded like needs anxiety medication every time anybody asks him about it. He doesn't want to say that he used it, but then makes it clear that he used it because he's almost crying on his knees to bring it back. Tyler Mahle is a guy who he walks a lot of guys, and that's when he gets in trouble. And it's a good point you bring up, because if he's got trouble gripping the ball, it's going to be all over the place. And the downside of that is just take a look at this Braves lineup. Once you get past the 4-hole, I mean, there's nobody who on opening day was in any way going to be involved in this Braves offense this year. Ender Inciarte, Ehire Adrianza, Almonte I talked about, William Contreras, a rookie who started the year, I think, as the backup in AAA or maybe even AA. So, and he's been good, but it's just tough to attack these guys. That's why I think there's guys that you just want to fade, but not necessarily go after the other team.
Okay. Any either one of you guys have thoughts on that? AP, G Rison, especially with Mahle and the fastball. Really, it's the fastball that has abandoned him with the spin rate. But again, some of these guys have been good. Yu Darvish hasn't shown any signs. The K rate on Cole is down. So anything there, AP, G Rison?
Well, it does seem like the guys crying the most are the ones that seem to be affected the most. And I don't know if it's a matter of, them actually gripping the ball, or kind of what like JT said. I mean, it's all in between their ears. I've been told, I've known a few guys that have been professional baseball pitchers, and I've asked them numerous times, what's something that, trying to look for an edge. And pitchers are creatures of habit. They're just thrown off if their routine is thrown off. And I think it is affecting pitchers quite a bit at this point, and some more so than others. So if they're used to doing something else, I mean, I couldn't imagine, that being my job. And then all of a sudden they say, or like being a race car driver and being told you can't use, tackier tires, and now you're flying. I mean, there's just so many different things in your mind. It would just mess you up mentally, I think. So I think JT's onto something there, but it's pretty easy to tell in the media what guys are whining them. I mean, it's just Cole, the way he acted, I mean, he truly was about to cry. I mean, he's a damn grown man. He was sitting there, he was about to cry, man. I was like, holy shit, man, look at this dude. He was acting like he was worried about hitting somebody. Yeah, okay, pal. You're worried about that, my ass. You're worried about yourself. So, but it's interesting times. I mean, baseball's Manfred should be taken out behind the barn and beaten down. Because
settle down, big fella. Settle down on the violence.
Changes the rules in the middle of the damn season, and they don't even they're supposed. I mean, there should be some sort of come on, man. They shouldn't be changing baseball like this. I just don't like the guy, but whatever.
We'll wait while MLB security knocks on the door.
Yeah, I know.
If it's you, then we're good.
AP, any thoughts on spin rate, or move on to offense?
Yeah, I agree with those guys. I think it's time to move on.
All right, I've been told we have like 80 likes or something, and there's 300 watching. I don't have that up to hit the like button. Come on. We do this for you for free on Sunday morning. I actually enjoy doing this show. I asked to start doing Sundays, but the other guys, you think JT really wants to wake up early on a Sunday? You think G Rison wants to have to produce this thing? I mean, give them a like just for feeling bad. AP's another guy that wanted to come on and just do it on his own volition. But these other two guys, poor JT and G Rison, they'd be at church right now, or or something else, maybe dipping in the pool, having sexy time with their women, but they're not. They're with you. So hit the like button. Thank you. AP. Oh, and our
Actually, my woman's laying out in the pool last I checked, floating. So I'm down here in the basement talking with you dudes, and she's outside.
See,
hey, Uncle T'd be outside. We already know that.
Yes.
He already done left us hanging once on a show.
Yeah. The pace of this video is painful. Lucas, go eat your head. RPS Heater 25 is the code. RPS Heater 25. Oh, it's 25% off your first payment. Did you know what happened last night? AP, did you have DeAndre in the captain spot? I did.
Yeah, I mean, all right, here's the thing. I went with Zubac, and that was kind of the debate. We're all over the double center, I went Zubac, and Big T was making fun of me. We were going back and forth in Discord, and man, I forgot to hit enter because I love the 8 and route. I was Big T was very transparent with the build route that he was on. If you were in Discord, you were printing, and I forgot to click enter. So like a sheep, I did not print, but you love to see it. Woke up, everyone, RPS all over the leaderboards, and that's, I'm a team player. That's what I love to see.
It was awesome. It was a really good night. I was actually doing a show somewhere else, and I didn't even check my lineup till it was done, and I said, "Holy moly, this is great!" I knew it was going well. So,
poor Lucas. RIP in chat. He wants to talk about the winners. We'll get to the winners. We do this all the time, guys.
Yeah, let's settle down, Lucas. Lucas is on our bad side already this morning. Lucas,
there's two things. So, two things that I got to mention. One, we give away tickets all the time. Well, it's actually members that are giving away tickets all the time. The way to not get a ticket is to ask for a ticket. If you want this show to move along faster, don't say those type of comments in chat. We're not going to move faster. We're going to take our time because, the people that know us, they know our process, and they know we'll find the winner. So it takes some time.
Don't be Lucas, everybody. Everybody else loves us, though. We know it. We do this for free. Hit the like button. Let's go. RPS Heater 25, 25% off your first payment. If you want to try out NBA Showdown, I don't think there's a better time. I've cashed 12 straight slates. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. The run we're on right now. Plus Discord, you get to talk to G Ryzen, JT, AP, JSU, Big T, all the DC, Mangone, all these guys. You have a chance to talk with these guys and get their thoughts. Yes, Lucas, you are getting destroyed. It's great pace season. It's all about pace. Pace is the trick, said Interpol. All right, AP, let's do it. Here's my question for you guys, though, because we got a 4-man booth. Usually on the Up to Lock show, we do have a premium show. It starts an hour before lock, and then we even go past it. It's me, JSU, Big T are there. It's only for premium subscribers. They give out their cores a little bit early too. But usually baseball is about stacking. Do you want to do your favorite stacks? Or you want to go position by position, and then you can give some one-offs. AP, what are you feeling today? JT, what are you feeling today? G Ryzen, how you guys feeling about that? Stacks or position? Tell me.
Stacks.
G Ryzen.
Stacks.
Stacks, good. Doesn't matter. Very good. Let's do our stacks then. Favorite stacks. AP, you'll probably have a few of them, but let's get to your number 1 and number 2 stacks today, and who you like, why you like them.
Yeah, so my number 1, and we don't have a lineup out yet on them, but it's the Brewers against Chichi Gonzalez. I saw something late with this team yesterday. Christian Yelich, perfect swing, 2-run bomb, and obviously helped me out. But the crowd is going nuts there. He's kind of been off and on, kind of struggling. And I think that's just huge for this team. I love the matchup against Chi-Chi. I think they have a ton of momentum going into this game. And I think they're kind of an under-owned stack on this slate that ends up going off. And their prices are ridiculous. And that's going to keep their ownership lower. So that is really no concern of mine. Colton Wong was hitting the ball incredibly well. I believe he's questionable, though. So he's the guy I'm keeping an eye on. Obviously, the stack is better if he is good to go today with how good he is hitting the ball right now. my second favorite is another contrarian stack, and I'm going with G Risen's crew, the Tigers against Odorizzi. This Tigers lineup just keeps staring me right in the eye. We got Badu leading off. DK just absolute, disrespectful to his price, under 3K again. And then we got Daz Cameron. I've been playing this guy for quite a few slates now. Has yet to let me down. And then we got Scope. Scope let me down last game, but I think he gets it back today. They're more of my mini stack. I love their prices. And if I'm spending up to get Scherzer, I think the Tigers are a nice way to make it work.
Ooh, I like it. G Risen. Give me some stacks, dude.
Tigers. I like it, JT. Or AP. So
you can call me JT. That's fine. That's a nice compliment.
Hey, there you go. So one spot I do like, I like the Reds. I think the Reds are in a really good spot. Kyle Mueller, he gave up quite a bit of home runs in AAA. I want to say it was like almost pretty close to 2 per 9. There's some regression happened there. The young fella gets to go to the Great American Ballpark, which yields the most homers. So I do like the Reds quite a bit. I think Castellanos, he's always been smashing lefties. Eugenio, I really like the Reds today. I do also like the Brewers. Chi-Chi is just god awful. And so is that Colorado bullpen. I do like the Brewers. One sneaky stack that I'll mention, you might want to just kind of keep your eye on the weather, is the Pirates. I don't mind the Pirates at all. Oviedo sucks. The St. Louis bullpen sucks. Brian Reynolds been smashing. Cabrian Hayes. I do like those guys, maybe even as a mini stack. That's interesting. I think you'll get that very low owned. It just seems like the Cardinals been giving up quite a bit of runs lately. So I do like the Pittsburgh as a sneaky stack. And then one other one I'm going to mention is the Twins. Hentges just sucks. He's 32 innings, 45 hits, 23 earned runs. He's given up 5 runs. That Cleveland bullpen isn't really that bad, but I think that he's just going to get blown up. I do like the normal lefty smashers that the Twins have that are obviously built for to go against lefties. You got Donaldson, you got Cruz, Sano. I think they're in a really good spot. I do know that the Blue Jays are going to be pretty chalky today. I mean, it's hard to fade that, but the prices are just so high on FanDuel. If I do use the Jays, it'll probably be with somebody, like the Pirates, whoever else. But, I see somebody in chat giving me shit about pronunciation. I don't give 2 craps. You guys know what I'm talking about. So
nobody's as bad as Joey Work. Nobody on the bet side. It's hilarious. So you're not that bad, G Risen. You're still better than Joey Work.
Actually, if you guys all really wanted to know that the true joy is when we're all trying to put our plays and stuff in that Google sheet, and you see a guy like JSU go back, he'll spell it, and it doesn't populate with the team and the salary, so you spelled it wrong, and then he'll go back and then try to spell it again, and then you see him again and go back. I usually giggle when I see that. It's pretty funny.
The fact that JSU is out here putting up cores at his brother's bachelor party in Foxwoods, very impressive, very impressive. Love to make fun of the JSU, but we really can't do that right now. All right, JT, without further ado. The bet side they're on the Twins too, so you might be onto something there, G Risen. Can I let me ask you, JT Hayes, what do you think of the Twins, and then give me your stacks?
Yeah, I like the Twins against Hentges. Talked about the fact that I wasn't interested in him. Twins prices have come down a bit too. I mean, you're getting Nelly Cruz under 5K. Polanco, who's been absolutely torrid, is just 4-3 leading off there at what's normally a difficult position, second base, shortstop. Even Sano bumped up to the 6th hole, and Jeffers hitting 5th at 3K. Pretty good stack there. Certainly one I'm interested in. Agree with the Brewers. Agree with the Reds. This rookie who got brought up. Again, we're seeing this in a number of teams. They're not bringing these guys up because they're major league ready. They're bringing these guys up because they've got nobody else, because they're getting hit with injuries. Soroka for the Braves just retore his Achilles. So He's out for the season now. So you're going to see a bunch more of these AAA guys. And his first start, a 7-inning part of a doubleheader in Citi Field, a huge park. Now he goes to the absolute opposite end of the spectrum, a team that can actually hit left-handed pitching in a small park where it's close to 90 degrees and you got a 12-mile-per-hour wind blowing out. So I like the Reds call a lot. The Brewers, no more needs to be said. It's Chichi Gonzalez in the Rockies bullpen. Pirate stack, G. Risen mentioned, Johan Oviedo, another pitcher not ready for the major leagues, but is up there because of some injuries. And the St. Louis bullpen all season long has been dead last in baseball. Nothing's changed except for the fact that some of their guys too, Genesis Cabrera and Giovanni Gallegos, were guys that were highest in spin rate among relievers. We've seen some regression out of them already. And then one last one that I'll mention that nobody talked about here. It's a dreadful park, but I actually don't mind pieces of the Texas Rangers against Brady Singer today. Joey Gallo's gotten hot. Nate Lowe had a great game on Friday night. He's still pretty cheap. Gallo with a double down yesterday. So not a full stack here, but the Royals bullpen hasn't been very good either, and Singer's really struggled for most of the season. So I could pick off a couple of these Texas bats here to make some of my lineups. And then one thing I did mention when we were talking about Garrett Cole, the prices for a couple of these third basemen here, Rafael Devers and then Anthony Rendon, is under 4K in that game in Tampa. He's starting to come to life a little bit, but my preference there is Devers just because of the leverage he gives you.
Yeah, and again, the Yankees, they've lost 7 of the 15 games that Cole has started. I've been looking at this game here, guys. Since you're on Devers and a couple of these lefties, JT, maybe even the Yankees side, we got some decent weather. We've got Garrett Cole, who still is managing to limit the runs, but is not missing the bats like he was. Eduardo Rodriguez, I don't know what happened to this guy. You see flashes of brilliance out of him. I wonder if we could do more than just a one-off on either the Yankees or the Boston side, JT. Like, you like Devers, possibly Verdugo. They don't have too many lefties in the lineup today. Marwin and Danny Santana down low. And then against E-Rod, I mean, Judge, Voit, Stanton, LeMahieu. What about these guys going up against E-Rod?
I see the Yankees. I watched them play a lot. Mm-hmm. They've got a 30% strikeout rate over the last few weeks against left-handed pitching. And you stack them up, and it's like, all right, here we go. And then they score 2 runs, right? I mean, so could it happen? Yeah. I mean, it's a 13-mile-an-hour wind blowing out in Fenway. Erod's been hit and miss. He had a heart problem last year that forced him to miss all of the short season, and he struggled to get it together. He had a decent start last time out. But I just prefer other spots than the Yankees. I'm looking at Devers. I think Verdugo is in play as well at just 3.7 on DraftKings. Yankees outside of the top, even Voigt's a little bit cheaper. So, yeah, I mean, you want to take a shot at one-offs. They just haven't been clicking, and I'm just off of them.
You know what? I want us to answer some questions today. So we got 309 watching. Let's get to 175. And if you guys got questions, we'll throw it out and get these 3 gentlemen to answer your questions. Right now we're at 135. 40 more likes. We keep getting more people watching. 40 more likes, and we will we'll start answering some questions for you too, because that's always fun. Okay, RPS Heater 25% off your first payment. You get the premium shows, you get the cores. I mean, these guys, Big T, JSU, our boys right here, they're giving out their cores, leaving you maybe 3 spots that you have to fill in by yourself. So you listen to these shows, you get the cores, you listen to the premium, you watch the premium show, you get in the Discord. It's just a massive advantage. And you see so many RPS logos up there near the top in baseball and basketball. Wait till football season. Susie's doing the tennis side, Wimbledon starting up. I know not many of you play tennis, but it's been very profitable to hop in there. Euros are going on too. So RPS Heater 25. Let's do some one-offs here. G. Risen at catcher. A lot of different I'm trying to look at I don't like catcher very much today, and I wonder.
Hey, Holden.
Yeah.
Can I ask G Rising a question real quick?
By all means.
How's the weather out there in Detroit? I saw in chat. That's the only thing that would concern me about.
I'm not concerned about it, to be honest.
Thanks for listening to the show, and I already asked him, and he talked about flooding. But yeah, go on, G.
My bad.
Yeah, I'm not.
I
I'm
do
not
it all the
concerned.
time. I'm just busting balls. It's quite all right, AP. Yeah.
I mean, they said there's supposed to be a chance around 1:00 for some rain. It looks like there's a window here that they should be able to get it in. But the one thing I will say, it's windy as can be. I mean, it's windy. I mean, it's even the big oak trees in the front yard are bending. So it's it is pretty windy, really windy.
Real quick, I want back to pitching. Shannon Lambert, any Sandy love today? 8 innings, 4 of last 6 games facing the Nats today. So I actually bet the under on this game, 6.5. We didn't really. I don't remember any of you bringing up Alcantara today, besides for JT. What are you laughing at? Besides
because
for JT,
you asked me about pitching.
for JT, CAP. I wanted to make you.
He asked us about
I wanted to make you feel better, AP. I want to make you feel better. JT likes him. Didn't hear like it was enough though for him to be my SP1 today. So either one of you other guys like.
The first thing I said when you asked about pitching was you can plug in the guys in the Miami game and move on to your offense.
Right, but you didn't say his name. AP, G Rising, any take on Alcantara?
Yeah, I agreed with JT Hayes on that take. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think I agree. That
Holden. When you wake up from your neck snap, let us know, all right?
So if we're going to talk catchers and first baseman one-offs on FanDuel, we got to include first baseman, right?
Why? That's because FanDuel's. Come on, man. Why do we have to talk first base and catcher?
They're on the same position, brother.
You just love doing this. It's so awful.
It's what? As much as you like
give us the catcher first base breakdown on FanDuel. Go for it.
I'm breakdown. So at first base, I think Miguel Sano's standing out today. I do like Sano. Other than. If you're going to play Guerrero, like I think half of the world is going to do today, if they get him, if they can afford to get him in. But really at first base and catcher today, so-called double position, Luke Voit would stand out to me. I don't mind Luke, but I can't say it's really too strong. I think it's probably going to be wherever I'm stacking. I do like Minnesota, so Sano stands out to me. But that'd be my guy. Ryan O'Hearn's been pretty hot too. He's a guy that DC's been talking about. He came up from the minors, smoking the ball. That's just another guy you guys might want to keep your eyes on too.
I will do that. I will keep my eye on that. Okay, JT, catcher position. I will be listening more intently than anything else I've listened to before.
I don't believe you.
I don't blame you.
You got Jeffers. Jeffers hitting 5th at 3K for Minnesota against Henches is almost he's almost free. I mean that's just a free price for a guy with his talent. You do have Higgy in the lineup for the Yankees. You were asking about one-offs for the Yankees. He's hitting 9th though, 3.1 there. Narvaez, if he's in, is 5.2. I don't think you're going there as a one-off. I think you might be going there as a full stack. Sano, I mentioned 4-1. The more I look at this, the more I think the way to go is Minnesota Cincy. You can get Scherzer and Alcantara, and boom. I think that might be where I'm headed today. Stallings for Pittsburgh, 3-1 in the 6 hole. That's a pretty good price for him. Jose Trevino has actually been hitting the ball pretty well. He's 2.9, but he's hitting 9th for Texas. As far as first baseman, I mean, I mentioned Sano. You've got, I don't know if there's another one that I love enough to throw out there as a one-off. The first baseman in.
Love Vladdy.
As a one-off? No, I mean, no, not 6. I mean, you could. Yeah, you could. Like I said, I'm crossing off the Jays. I'm going to let other people play them. And if they beat me, they beat me. I'm going to go with the guys who are the teams that are playing the worst pitchers today. So it kind of condenses it down for me to really 4 or 5 offenses that I'm going to focus on.
By the way, Vlad Jr. and his dad hit their 50th home run in their 258th game. It's really weird how things are just lining up with those two dudes.
Which one's better?
Huh?
Which one's better?
I mean, his dad's one of my favorite players of all time. So
I mean, I agree. His dad's already got. I mean, obviously did it for a long time, but if Junior keeps up at the pace, he's gonna end up.
His kid might be a better hitter, but defensively, I mean, Vlad had one of the best arms in the history of the game. AP apparently because G Rison only plays FanDuel, we have to do catcher and first base combined. So please, a 1-off or 2.
Well, now it's my fault.
It is.
That's okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think JT kind of hit it with the Minnesota catcher. The other guy I'm looking at, obviously you got to stack them up, but the Brewers catcher, I think is fine only in stacks, but so not as a one-off. I wanted to see Gary the Goat Sanchez in there, but we don't get him. We get, Kyle Higashioka. And I don't mind him at all. He's batting 9th, but he's still hitting left-handed pitching really well. Again, I probably like him as in a stack. What I'm probably going to do is my catcher will be coordinated with whatever stack I'm running. I'm going to keep it easy. First base, Luke Voigt. He's the guy I got number 1. He's hitting left-handed pitching really good. Like the matchup against Erod, and I like his price.
All right. Get us 25 more likes. We'll answer some questions. All right. We're at 150 right now. Let's get 175. 332 are watching. That shouldn't be that tough. And I do want to get to some of your questions. I know they said in the chat the Baltimore lineup is really bad, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, you guys were trying to tell me that. I had like 4 people try to tell me that Odorizzi was going to be the chalk SP2. I'm convinced it's going to be Stripling. I'm very convinced he's going to. Yeah, I mean, look at the lineup. You got weather issues.
No Mullins
in Detroit. So
no Mullins. Wind's blowing in, kind of in and sideways. Ryan McKenna, Domingo.
I think the only thing that's going to take off Odorizzi is people are going to be afraid of the weather. I mean,
that's what I said. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, at this point.
And afraid of Akil Baddoo right there, lead off. I would be scared too.
Stripling's looking good, actually. The more I look at it. Cedric Mullins is the guy I'm afraid of. Santander and Mountcastle and DJ Stewart, I guess they can hit. Domingo.
Yeah, that Baltimore lineup's trash. Did you see it?
Can I say damn labia without you? That's my joke. Every time I say labia, you cut me off. It's not even funny anymore. G Rison, you and I, man, today we're not going together.
Do you want a hug? Do you want a hug?
Not from you.
I don't want to mess up your hair.
I would love for you to talk about second base, though. I mean, that would be absolutely tremendous. Second base on FanDuel, one-offs. I mean, is there really a one-off you can go to on FanDuel today? What are you thinking? Is Johnny India in the circle of trust? Can I convince you in some Kike Hernandez? Which you shouldn't play anyways. Who you got?
Well, Simeon's obviously the top play at second on FanDuel with that Toronto. But I like Colton Wong. I like Wong. Altuve isn't bad against Skubal as a one-off. I don't mind that. I'm not going to be playing a full stack of Houston against Skubal. I think he's a really good pitcher at this point, and I'm just not willing to go there. AP mentioned Jonathan Scope. I don't mind him either. He's hitting in a 2-hole. He's been pretty hot. You got Polanco leading off. He's been pretty hot. I do like Polanco quite a bit. I like the Twins. Yes, I like India as well. He's been doing everything, stealing bases, hitting doubles, hitting homers. I like him. I think second base, there's quite a bit of options. If you do like the Toronto stack, I don't mind Joe Panic either at the bottom part of that lineup. He's only 2,100 to get a guy in that lineup. If that's what if that's the way you want to go, I do like him. You got Biggio too. He's only 3,300 in that Toronto lineup. But for me, Polanco stands out, Wong stands out, and Semien stand out.
Okay, I'll buy that. Let's do it. What about you, Mr. JT Hayes?
Yeah, one guy I didn't mention on the catcher first base is Tyler Stevenson in that Reds lineup, hitting cleanup. He had a pinch hit home run yesterday. You got to make a decision there if you're going Twins, Reds between him and Sano, and I probably would go Stevenson, to be honest. David Fletcher leading off for the Angels at just 2.3. I think Yarbrough, he's had a couple of good games, but that 9.2 price tag, I don't mind Fletcher if you need some savings at 2.3 on DraftKings. India and Polanco, I like. You can play them both because Polanco is shortstop eligible. You mentioned Kike leading off at 3.1. I greatly prefer these left-handed batters. I know earlier this season it was like, well, Cole's getting hit. When he gets hit, it's right-handed. But I think he's going to regress to where he was, where his biggest issue was keeping the ball in the park against left-handed batters. That's why I really like being ahead of that and picking out some of these left-handed Boston bats today. Mentioned Wong, 5.5, man. I don't know if I'm putting him as a one-off, though. I think if I'm stacking the Brewers, I'm fine with paying that price. Jeff McNeil leading off for the Mets at 3.3 against Wheeler. Talked about how Wheeler, just hasn't been as good as he has been against other teams against the Mets. I guess if you needed that, Adam Frazier at 4.2 should be leading off for the Pirates in that matchup against the Cardinals. Like him quite a bit.
All right. So again, we've already done our stacks. Now we're just running position by position for a one-off or two. AP, we get to second base with you yet? No. Second base time, pal.
Are we going second and third or just second?
I don't just see. This is G Rising. This is G Rise's problem. I wanted to do catcher. He throws at first base. Now AP doesn't even know what position to do. I don't do what you want to do. Second, third, do them both. I don't care. AP RPS meter 25 is our code. Wester. Thanks for signing up, dude. We appreciate that.
Man, I think Holden gets home from that Florida trip and he's sad. I think he's sad.
I've been happy.
His family.
A little bit militant, but I mean, at the rate you're going, we may have to talk about Monday's slate.
You like militant. All right, AP, second and third.
Well, yeah, I was just trying to take my time because I think the Brewers lineup just came out.
Okay.
Let me check. It's not showing for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's okay. So I don't think
it's out.
Wong is gonna.
It's out.
Yeah, Wong's not in the lineup. I don't think, right?
Do you like him less?
No, James Peterson is though.
Narvaez, Yelich, Adames.
There we go.
Tyrone
James
Taylor.
Peterson. There's one we can get on. I like that. Second base is kind of interesting. I was, I kind of defaulted to Jorge Polanco. I think a lot of people will do that. I think he is fine. I think you can go, Jose Altuve as well, obviously. And then Jonathan India are kind of the guys that I'm looking at. If I'm stacking, I'm going to go with Jace. A little lefty against Chichi. I don't mind that at all.
Third base?
We are going third base. Okay. Third base is, I think there are some really nice options. I actually have some interest in the Yankees today. I just think they need to get the bat on the ball, and it's going to fly and carry for them. I think Urshela, 3.2, that price is just really nice. I think he might be a BVP guy too, if you're into that, against Erod. So I like a little bit of him. I also like, Josh Donaldson against a lefty. I think he's going to be somewhat popular. One guy as a one-off that's going to be somewhat contrarian, I think, is going back to Wander Franco. You can play him at third base or shortstop. I kind of have some interest there. He I think his first matchup when he debuted was against a lefty. Obviously hit him really well, and so I don't mind him as kind of a one-off.
I'm just looking at this Baltimore lineup still. What a joke. What an absolute joke.
That
JT
Milwaukee
Hayes.
lineup too.
What's that?
That Milwaukee lineup's kind of a joke too.
Not as bad as this Orioles. JT Hayes, what would you set the run line for the Orioles? What would you set their total at?
It was at 4-1. I mean,
4?
No.
Not even?
No. I mean, look at this lineup. I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, I think this is one of the spots where I think now you have to really. I wasn't going to play Stripling, but I think you really have to consider him here. And I think that's a pivot that I've only recently started to make more. Is just looking at more so at the matchups, and I mean, the bottom of this lineup are all outside of Franco and Hayes. I think these are guys, and even McKenna, who started the year in the minors. So where you've got a lineup where you've got 3 major league hitters, and you've got crosswinds there, as G. Risen said. It's not a great weather environment. And Stripling has been kind of back to what we saw of him when he was with the Dodgers before this trade. 6'8" is way too cheap for a matchup against this lineup. And it just makes everything else fit so much more. I mean, you could do a nice 4-3-1 with any of those teams that we talked about, and that one could be a Yelich, it could be a Nelly, it could be a Devers, it could be one of these other high-priced guys, and you're set.
Man, I hate 139.
Maybe 2.9 is what they're running.
So on FanDuel, JT, would you rather have Stripling or Molly? They're about 800 difference in price. 8,800 for Molly, 8K for Stripling. I've had 3 people ask me that in the last 20 minutes.
I would go Stripling.
Yeah, I think I'm going to change my – I think at first I was on Molly, and I think after seeing that lineup, I might actually change my mind.
I think the top of this Braves lineup is enough trouble for Molly that he's not going to hit that price point. And I think it could be, like I said, Molly's a guy, when he starts walking guys, it's always a tightrope there. And the first inning, because we've played him, AP, you know this, we put him in our cores. He walks the first 2 guys. He'll hit a batter. He'll give up a run in the first inning. People in Discord are like, Molly's dead, RIP. And then he strikes out like 11 of the next 15 guys, right? This is not a lineup. The top of this lineup, there's enough trouble there for him that I greatly prefer Panic to me. Not Panic, Stripling.
Yeah, I just had to go back to this, and I see their team total at 4.5, and I bet the under. That Baltimore total is just that's awful. It should probably be 3.5, to be honest with you. And what's up, Steve Becker? Thanks for signing up, buddy. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club, as you just said. Welcome to RPS. Get in the Discord. Go ask dudes questions. We got all our guys that are in the Discord. You got lineup questions, pitcher questions, game theory questions, all that stuff in the Discord. We got premium shows Monday through Friday up to lock. It starts an hour before lock in baseball. So it's huge. It's huge. Way to go. Where are we here? We're third base still. JT and G Risen. So G Risen, third base. Any one-offs here you can talk about today?
Third base for me, I really like Josh Donaldson, the left. I like Donaldson. I like Jose Ramirez today. I also like Devers quite a bit. And then, I think that's pretty much it. I think there's some pretty strong plays, but it seems like the guys I like are ones that are that I like in stacks. Obviously Donaldson and the Twins. I do like the Twins. I just think Hench just sucks. But I don't mind Devers at all either. And Eugenio got moved up to the 5 hole. He's been hitting in the 6 hole, so I don't mind Suarez either.
Hey, do we take PayPal, AP? 6-8 pin.
No.
Huh?
No
PayPal?
PayPal sucks.
He got rid of his credit cards, though. He wants to sign up. Can he send you a check?
I mean,
he says, "Can I send you a check?"
I don't know. Email info@runpuresports.com. We'll try to figure out something.
Yeah, we'll try and figure it out. 6-8 King NYC. We love having all these new subs. Every show I do now, guys are like, "Oh, we're signing up." It's just wonderful. Info@runpuresports.com. Ask them how you could do it. Okay, info@runpuresports.com. Redmen, not a bad idea. Buy a gift card, money order only.
Bitcoin, Dogecoin.
Can we pay in Bitcoin yet? I don't think so.
No,
not yet. Not yet. And Steve Becker, again,
Look at
welcome to the team.
look at what Nuggets man of the people just said. I'll pay for his membership.
Nuggets, look at this. Oh my God. No, you know, this is the other thing. I kid you not, guys. And AP, you can talk to this too. I've never been to a place. He's laughing his ass off. No, he's not. Don't laugh your ass off. Seriously. What our subs do is buy tickets, give people money. It's amazing. They win. Our subscribers win so often and so much money. It is routine that every week we're giving away what? A 333, a $555, a 777. Guys are giving out just free $18 tickets. Nuggets is a badass. He's been crushing, and he's not kidding. 6'8" King NYC. He's going to stake you for the month. I don't know how you guys get in touch with each other, Nuggets, if you want to throw something out. But this is RPS. This is not just us giving the advice. This is real good players learning, playing with us, and giving away stuff. JT, I've never seen anything like this. Seriously, man, I'm not blowing smoke either. I wish they'd give me something so I could afford to get into a more than a 25-cent arcade. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, it warms the cockles of my heart right here. It is awesome. It is awesome. We see guys. I think we gave out 3 or 4 tickets this week on live shows, and every day in Discord. It's not on the live shows. That's why you should join. You should be a member, because we've got members staking each other every day. Guys win a couple of $1,000, and the next night they're like, hey, I'm giving out a couple of guys this week. Gave out tickets to the $88 contest, to the $18 contest. It's been amazing. But I have a question for G Rising, because I haven't heard it. I can't tell. G Rising, do you like the Twins today? Are you considering rostering some Twins?
You know, I haven't really dug too far into it, but after I do, you know what, they are definitely probably going to be one I'm going to consider.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
Okay.
You want me to talk about third base now, Holden, so we can maybe get out of here?
How about we go to outfield and do our plays of the day so I can do my course for the people, because we're running out of time, my friend.
First base together, we would have been done by now, but everybody got upset at you and we couldn't stand it.
The producer in my ear is telling me to hurry up.
Yeah, so third base, I'm going to go real quick. Rendon, Suarez, Donaldson was mentioned, Devers, and my brother, as everybody knows, we were separated for a long time in the orphanage. Brian Hayes, love him for the Pirates today.
Oh, the last name. I get it. I'm serious. The King and NYC and Nuggets, you guys got to get together. He's going to spot you for that first month. What do you got at third? Third and short. What did you do, G Rising? You just screwed this whole show up today. I'm so angry at you.
Oh, we're on shortstop.
Yeah, did you eat an edible or something today? What did you do, man? You ate an edible or you got something? He see what it is. He was in Florida. There's no legal weed down there. He gets home and now he's a damn.
You know what? This is what happens when you talk shit to me. You get frozen. And I didn't even do it, G Rising. Fine. Whatever position you want, just do it, G Rising.
All right, we're going to skip the outfield.
Fine, let's do it.
So, skipping the outfield, I think old Nelly Cruz there sits at the top for me against Henches. I really like that. Yelich is another guy that I do like against Chichi. And then if you want to throw in a couple of the Yankees, Brian Reynolds is a guy I like with Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh today too. Reynolds has been hot, and I don't know how you can't mention Kyle Schwarber. I think everybody keeps saying he ain't going to hit a home run today. He ain't going to hit another home run today. And every time I see that dude's hitting another home run today, who doesn't believe in hot streaks, right? I do like that. I like Aquino too, batting in the 6 hole for Cincinnati. Really cheap, 2,300 on FanDuel. You guys mentioned Jace Peterson. He's 2,100 sitting in the 6 hole for Milwaukee. I like that. And then I don't mind AP's take on Akil Baddoo hitting in the number 1 spot, 2,800. I like that too. Gallo's been hot too. I like that. But Nelson Cruz for me stands out at the top.
Okay. How do we save some money in the outfield, AP?
Yeah. So, I mean, first I got to give my shortstop. I like Trevor Story and Gleyber Torres. And then obviously Adams too in the Milwaukee stack. Outfield, yeah, Yelich is my guy. I'm going to have him in my main build for sure. 6'2", he was like 4% owned yesterday. I think he's going to be very low again today just because it's, 6'2". It's hard to make that work. And we need him to hit a home run and do something else to justify that price tag. So I definitely like him. And then, Badu leading off, absolutely love that. And I know there's going to be some cheapies, some more cheapies that pop up. You could do Daz Cameron too. That he's 2K. He has yet to let me down. So I'll probably be going back to him or Badu or both. I'm not sure yet, but outfield has been kind of, I don't know about you guys, but I've been spending up and then like double spending out at outfield if I'm trying to spend up at pitching. I don't know if that's a correlation that you guys have kind of looked at all, but it's just kind of what's worked for me lately.
Any thoughts on that, G Ryzen? JT?
He plays FanDuel, so probably doesn't matter. DraftKings specific.
All right, JT.
DraftKings, you can always find one of those 3K or lower outfielders that can get you at least to 10 points to make everything work out if you wanted to go double spend up. But look, with this lineup now and considering Stripling, you could I'm toying with this. You could go Stripling and Alcantara. I said his name for you, Holden. But you go Stripling and Alcantara, and you can put together a really, really good lineup consisting of just those offenses that have these dreadful starters and terrible bullpens.
Stripling, Alcantara. Nice little pair in there. Anybody else want to talk about outfield, or we just move on?
Yeah, I'll talk about outfield. You've got the Toronto lineup. The only place where they're reasonably priced is the outfield, from Teoscar to Springer at just 4-1 on DraftKings, Biggio at 4-4, and then Grichuk at 4-2. Again, I'm Xing off the Jays, but they're definitely in the mix if you're playing a bunch of lineups. Castellanos sits right at the top of my list. You've got Scott Heineman, who's in that lineup today at 2-3. I don't mind him for a lower-priced outfielder in a stack that I think is going to score some runs. Talked about Verdugo earlier at 3-7. Odubel Herrera leading off for the Phillies at 3-9. Stroman's not a 9-5 pitcher. Wouldn't be surprised if he or that bullpen gives up a couple of runs today. Yelich, of course, we talked about. Chichi Gonzalez actually gets hit harder by right-handed hitters. So Tyrone Taylor in there in the 5-hole at 3-3 is actually a pretty good savings there. He's a pretty good player. You've got Reynolds at 3-3 and Polanco at 2-6, and then Nelly Cruz and Trevor Larnach. Larnach is 2-7 in the cleanup spot against Cleveland. And then one guy that I think is going to be underowned, but I love, and he started to hit once again and hit for power, is Adolis Garcia, 4-7, 3-hole, Texas.
Okay. Very good. Yep, Nuggets took care of them. Way to go, Nuggets. Great stuff, buddy. Hit the like button on your way out. Let's try to get to 200. We got plays of the day. Was that your play of the day, your Eiffel Tower play of the day? JT, did you just give them out?
Who? I just mentioned 30 players.
Oh, your last player that you mentioned.
No, it's not.
Who is it?
Maybe it's not a player. Maybe it's a team.
Well, we don't have any graphics. G Ryzen's pining to get out of here.
Yeah, no. I think the Cincinnati Runs are going to score 10 to 12 runs today. So I'll go with Nick Castellanos. I think you can easily pair them up with Minnesota. You can easily pair them up with Milwaukee, or even those lefties for Boston. And I think that's the path I'm going to go today.
AP, what do you got?
We're doing like our play of the day.
What's your play of the day? What is your play of the day called?
What was it? Hair gel play of the day.
Okay.
Hair
gel play of the day.
I'm going Christian Yelich. I think he's hitting 2 home runs. 2 home runs today.
Ooh.
It's been a while since he's done that. He let his swing look good yesterday. I think he just, right out of the gate, gets one for us.
G Ryzen, the up and smoke play of the day.
The up and smoke play of the day. I'm going to another old guy who hits the ball really, really hard, and that would be Mr. Nelson Cruz.
Okay.
That's my up and smoke play of the day. I think he is going to hit 2 dongs.
Whoa. That's a lot.
Ooh.
Yeah, whoa.
You know what? Whoa. I'm going to let JT know later when we get off that I like the Twins, so I can maybe talk him into the Twins a little bit.
Okay. I like one guy from the Twins, Boats and Hose play of the day, Luis Arise. He's going off, dude. This guy's got he's got 3 hits, 2, 1, 3. I mean, every day he's putting up double digits at a nice price, especially on your FanDuel site. This is more of a fan. You could play him in your twin stack, but if you wanted a one-off at second at 2.9, I think Luis Arise is my guy. He's just red hot. Great matchup. I don't know if I'm on the Twins lineup from top to bottom, but that'll be a guy with a little salary relief that nobody's going to be on. So that will do it for the show. Nuggets, you're the man. RPS Heater 25. If you haven't already signed up, we've got at least 2 subscriptions today, maybe 3 just from this. For AP, G Ryzen, and JT, I'm holding. G Ryzen, since you're the producer, why don't you get us out of here? Say something.
Well, let's all win us some money, have some fun on Sunday Fun Day. Keep that RPS. Seems like every day I wake up, I spend the first 20 minutes hitting the like button on everybody winning money. So let's do that again tomorrow and keep the mojo rolling. Have a good day, dudes.